Hello and welcome to our English news session coming to you from Canal, Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives the Vice Chairwoman of the Council of Ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, by Sarah Turkovic. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives the President of the Bina Movement, Qadir Ben Grena, and the President of Al Jadid Party, Jilali Sofyan. An unprecedented social distress in Morocco, where the disgruntled citizens keep denouncing the normalization of relations between Rabat and the Zionist entity. Good evening. Those are the major headlines. First, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received on Monday here in the capital Algiers the Vice Chairwoman of the Council of Ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, by Sarah Turkovic. The audience took place in the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad, Ramtan Al-Amamra, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. Following the meeting, the Bosnian Foreign Minister made the following statement to the newsman.
Very good meeting. We discussed about establishing a relationship and strengthening it in between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Algeria. Traditionally, we had very good relationship, but seems that we are coming at a stage that it is going to be here in Algeria, and your ambassador is going to Bosnia and Herzegovina to open the embassy. So our relations are going to be further strengthened and establish economical and business tie, but also cultural one. I'm impressed with all that what I heard about your country, and my knowledge is that it is one of the rare countries in the region where stability has been preserved, where social welfare exists, and it is something what we are looking forward to see and perhaps to learn from you to develop our ties. Also, it is important to say that we do support Algeria in its endeavor toward further developing social relationship and social welfare state, which obviously is very important for all your people. As you know, we are a very small country, which is consisting only of 3.4 million of people, so teeny country in close to European Union. We used to say in belly of European Union, confronted with the many problem of our internal life, but still we are hoping that very soon we are going to become members of European Union, and definitely we are going to continue our friendship and our partnership with your country.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received the President of Al Bina Movement Party, Qadir Ben Grena. The audience took place at the Presidency of the Republic in the presence of the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. Still with the presidential activity, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, also received on Monday at the Presidency the President of Al Jadid Party, Jilali Sofyan, in the presence of the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. In other news, the President of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali, took part on Monday in Abuja, Nigeria, in the proceedings of the Conference of Presidents of African Parliaments, scheduled from the 9th until the 11th of the current month. This conference is organized under the theme of strengthening the post-COVID-19 economic recovery in Africa. Accompanied by a delegation of the National People's Assembly, Ibrahim Boughali was welcomed by the Speaker of the Nigerian Parliament and met with speakers of the African assemblies on the spot. Back to the Algerian diplomatic activity, the Foreign Affairs Minister Mtal Amamara met with the Vice President of the Council of Ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bajsera Turkovic. The two parties agreed to consolidate and expand the bilateral relations between the two countries in several sectors. And later in the day, Vice President of the Council of Ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bajsera Turkovic, paid her respects at the Martyrs Sanctuary in memory of the martyrs of the National Liberation War. In another context, the Minister of Justice, Abdelrashid Tabbi, underscored at the opening of the proceedings of this two-day international seminar the paramount role of magistrates in the court's decision-making process. This took place at the Higher School of Magistracy in Qali'a, where the Justice Minister reaffirmed the motivation of court decisions in an efficient way to develop judicial security. The judge is the first person in charge of the legitimacy of court decisions. The Minister of Justice was accompanied by Omar Belhaj, President of the Constitutional Court, and the first President of the Supreme Court, Tahar Ma'mouni, at the opening of the symposium jointly organized by the Supreme Court and the European Union. Abdelrashid Tabbi emphasized the priorities of a reform and change movement in the justice sector, namely the development of the sovereignty of justice and the protection of rights and freedoms. The industrial zone of Wad el-Bardi, located in the province of Bouira, has witnessed an important increase in the industrial activity after removing all the obstacles hindering the investments. The details with Melissa Kabash.
Following the facilitation measures for the benefit of investors, no less than 42 economic investors have established their projects with the aim of participating in the revival of the national economy, as it is the case for Badis, an Algerian investor who decided to set up a paint factory due to its high demand in the local markets. So far, we have all the necessary means for the manufacture of our products, but we still hope to get more help with this bill related to investment. As for this production unit dedicated for car batteries, it functions mainly with high-tech materials. Its owner aims to produce a good quality product and ensure job opportunities. We hope that this investment bill will be able to respond to our needs and encounter the challenges facing our sector. The new investment bill will not only help investors to establish their projects, but will also allow the creation of numerous job opportunities, as it is the case for these young people who express their gratitude concerning their new jobs.
I had the opportunity to work here, which allowed me to show my skills in this field. I applied, and after a while I got the job. I'm so grateful.
It is worth mentioning that the new law aims to encourage the creation of new investment projects so as to boost the national economy.
Now let's head for the extreme south of the country, Janet, a fully newly fledged province with important potentialities, especially in tourism and agriculture, a real boost to the local development in a Ines Killu has the details.
Newly promoted to the rank of a fully fledged province, Janet, a region in the extreme south of the country, abounds in various potentialities and in different fields. During the last meeting of the Council of Ministers, the stress was put on the necessity to carry on the reorientation process of human resources in favor of the new provinces and the creation platform that would identify job opportunities in line with the demographic parameters.
We ask the public authorities to support us in the fields of tourism, agriculture and transport. We would also like to develop cereal growing.
Janet Province is also known for its huge tourist and agricultural assets, potentialities capable of pushing it to the rank of a distinguished economic pole.
Janet Province witnesses an important dynamic of development in various fields, in particular the tourist and agricultural sectors. We made 207 decisions to the profit of young people of the region for exploiting the agricultural lands. We have also transformed 150 social housing units into offices for various directorates with the prior agreement of the Prime Minister.
A special interest is attached to investment projects in these new provinces in order to ensure their boom in all fields of human endeavor.
In Western Sahara, the American human rights activist Ruth McDonough broke the media siege imposed on the Sahrawi militant Sultana Khaya. Ruth embarked on a hunger strike with the aim of releasing the human rights activists detained by the Makhzen regime. More details with Ines Killu.
Under house arrest since September 2019 in the occupied city of Bujdur, Sultana Khaya suffered from the brutality of the Moroccan security services and the cruelty of the Makhzen followers, who have also affected her sister Fatima and other members of her family.
Glory to our valiant martyrs, on top of them the initiator of May 20th revolution, Shahid Mustafa Saeed. Today we are still here to denounce the barbaric acts that the occupier is inflicting on the Sahrawi people, and we wish to call on the international community to assume its responsibilities.
After numerous appeals to the international community to intervene to help them, Ruth McDonough, an American human rights activist, continues her 5-day of hunger strike as a way of showing solidarity with the entire family of Sultana Khaya, and in order to support her in her hunger strike, all members of the family of Sultana Ibrahim Khaya began a 24-hour hunger strike.
We would like to thank the American delegation who came to the occupied city of Bujdur to support us.
Despite the barbaric acts they suffer on a daily basis, Sultana Khaya and her family continue their struggle alongside other Sahrawi activists. Neither intimidation nor oppression prevent them from continuing the battle in the face of the Moroccans' repression.
Still in Western Sahara, where new attacks were carried out by units of the Sahara Liberation Army against positions of the Moroccan occupation forces in the regions of Astila, Wild Bukrin and Galbanos in the sector of Azred. In response to the call launched by the Moroccan Front in support of Palestine, hundreds of Moroccans took to the streets to voice their solidarity with this fair cause, as well as their clear refusal of normalizing relations with the Zionist entity. Melissa Kabash once again.
Once again, hundreds of Moroccans took to the streets, denouncing the normalization of relations between Morocco and the Zionist entity. During the protest movement organized in Marrakesh by the Moroccan Front in support of Palestine, demonstrators refused the participation of 3 Zionist teams in the Lawyers' World Football Championship, still going on till the 15th in Morocco.
We are here today in response to the call launched by the Moroccan Front in support of Palestine to express our rejection of normalization with the Zionist entity in all sectors, including the attempts to involve Zionist lawyers. Moroccans do not want this shameful agreement.
Lawyers resist and refuse normalization. Marrakesh does not forget the crimes of Al-Aqsa. Morocco and Palestine are one. All these slogans and many more were chanted by demonstrators to express the rejection of the Al-Makhzen policy, as well as the global lawyers organized in full secrecy.
This normalization can never be accepted by the Moroccan people. We came all the way from Rabat to express our rejection, especially that the Palestinian people are victims of the most heinous crimes.
The latest violations and crimes perpetrated against the Palestinian people in Al-Aqsa by the Zionist occupation forces have only strengthened the will of the Moroccan people who are determined to show their solidarity and support with the Palestinian fair cause.
The first digital platform specialized in detecting and protecting the cultural items has now been launched in different languages with the possibility of a phone application as well for more efficiency. Let's find out more in this report compiled by Sabrine Tefergnit.
Tourati.dz, the first Algerian digital platform fully dedicated to the protection and the support of our cultural property that might be stolen from the national territory. This platform was launched by the Ministry of Culture in collaboration with the American Embassy in Algiers.
It is a training day with our friends from the National Gendarmerie, National Security Directorate and the Customs Department in order to orient them and help them identify the cultural items that are often stolen from museums.
And now we are more interested on how a digital platform like Tourati.dz can prevent trafficking cultural goods and antiquities.
It is actually thanks to the QR code. The person in charge can easily recognize the object, therefore identify it as a cultural good or not.
Tourati.dz is now available on the web in Arabic and English, soon translated into French, and will be available as a mobile application as well.
And with that, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for your attention.